I'm Matthew Kinnison. I'm 35 years old. Recently moved to Waynesville in April of 25. I was relocated with my family to come and rebuild the I-40 interstate that was damaged by Helene. We've been coming to the orchard now for 6 or 7 months, and this is our home. I can remember when I was 12 years old and moved into a house right across the street from a Methodist church, and that was my first experience of church life and church family and getting into a youth group. I can remember saying the prayer that day. Don't really remember the words. I'm sure we could guess. But I remember doing that, and I remember getting baptized. Not too much about it, but just the fact that I went under the water and I came out a new kid. You know, being here at the orchard one Sunday and Pastor Stephen's up there, and the message that day was so heavy on the word surrender. A word I thought I was so familiar with. Proclaimed Christian for 23 years. I led my children to Christ, baptized my children, ordained minister, performed multiple weddings, just you name it, right? I was a Christian. I was this, I was that. I know all of this stuff. Surely I am saved. And that day, everything about that word surrender didn't look like, sound like, or feel like me. I already knew the altar call was for me, right? I'm sitting there the whole time, my stomach. I don't know if I probably hadn't eaten or whatever was going on, but it felt like I hadn't eaten in a year. My stomach was in just knots, and I knew that when it was time, I was up. So as soon as that first music starts playing, I get up and I go. And Pastor Jonathan's at the front. He's like, "All right, well, we're going to kneel and we're going to say this prayer." And the moment that he does that, I feel a tug at my leg, and in shock, I just look down and it's my 7-year-old daughter. Who had just gotten up out of her chair, walked all the way down there to grab my leg. And, I feel like God really does show up in miraculous ways when you need it, because even though I knew that altar call was for me, there's still doubt. There's still that pride, that what are people going to think about you being the one that says, I wasn't saved? What are they going to say? All the questions and all the pride and all the, humility that may happen in this. What if? And, I feel like God planted my daughter in that moment for me to say, hey, you're missing it. Don't let anything in your brain be anything other than surrender to me right now. And in that moment, my daughter got to listen to me surrender and accept Jesus into my heart finally, with no walls, nothing holding me back from saying yes to him. But that day that I got baptized, and when I went under that water, the feeling that I experienced, I can only tell you that it just felt like time paused. And that I know it was only a second I was under there, but it felt like minutes. It felt like I had no recollection of time or space or anything. My brain was almost numb of anything but joy and just a peaceful silence. And the feeling of being clean, literally feeling as though I did go in that tub, and when I came up, I was different, and I felt different. Everything had a feeling that meant more than just actions and words, which was exactly what my Christian life had been. Walking a walk or talking a talk that wasn't real or biblical. It was all lip service. And I think, for someone that may be out there questioning, was I really saved? Was I really saved? As a guy who battled it for so long, that's your answer right there. Is that when you find yourself asking that question and you can't answer it without a definitive answer, that's exactly what you need to do. That's God saying, come here. He is coming for you. He seeks after us, and you just have to surrender.